Morning, Will.
Good morning. How we doing?
Hey, we were just talking.
Okay.
Will, we were just talking about sleep. One of us doesn't sleep very well, and I said, "Hey, how do you think Will Dawkins slept the last 2 nights?"
For some reason, I feel like you sleep well.
How did you sleep?
The first night, not great because we were up all night trying to get ready for the second round. But last night was a little better. I'll say that.
Last night was better.
What about the night before the first night?
Yeah, the night before the first round.
Actually, pretty good. We were prepared going into this draft, so we felt pretty good. We were able to get some sleep that night.
Hey, let me ask you: were you surprised that Tre slipped to 6, or did you kind of project him to be there when you guys were selecting?
We were not certain he was going to be there, so we were very fortunate when we got him, for sure.
And so he for sure was he? I mean, I know you're not going to tell us your board, but I mean, he was definitely one of your top targets.
Yes, he was one of our top targets for a lot of reasons. Obviously, he's a really good player in terms of being able to move the scoreboard and shoot. But he's got the right work ethic and mentality. So once we got him in our building and got a feel for him, he was someone that was top 5 on our board all season long. And when you fell to 6, you felt pretty good when you find someone that you have ranked so high.
Right.
Well, I'm fascinated by when you see these guys when they're really young. I'm curious, when's the first time you laid your eyes on Tre Johnson? Was he 12, 13?
It's not that bad. Not that bad. It's getting close. But I would say probably 15, 16 years old is when I probably see them. A lot of the guys, when they play USAB, they start playing around 16 years old when they start letting us go to Colorado Springs and see them for the first time. So USAB does a really good job with the high-end prospects of giving you maximum exposure. But with EYBL now, we get those opportunities to see them when they start playing 15U.
And I'm curious, how many of those guys, let's say when you see them at 15, 16 years old, how many of those guys remain the top guys? Because it struck me when Jay Billis was talking about Cooper Flagg that Cooper Flagg has been a top prospect probably his whole life, right? And we started hearing about him like 3 years ago, and that carries a certain pressure, and he remained the top guy. How often do guys stay top, or is there a lot of movement, or do guys come that are kind of sleepers that might be ranked 100, and then by the time the draft comes, they're a top 10 draft? How much movement is there in the kind of those last 3 or 4 years before they hit the NBA?
Yeah, there's a lot of movement, I would say. It's rare for someone to stay at the top of the class like that the entire time. But you typically get to see those kids and you find out that they're NBA players. It's just on their own time. Some need a year, some need 2 years, 3 years. It fluctuates whether they're top 10, but they still get drafted later. So you get a feel for NBA players early. USAB really does a good job, ESPN and those type of outlets. But for us, there's always guys that are going to pop. There's always guys that are coming on late, and those stories are pretty good. But Tre's someone that has been a high-level player in this class and been able to score and shoot the ball. So we've been seeing him do that for a while.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it, that some of the reports were somebody out there from Texas said he's the hardest-working guy we've had since KD. Like, he's a total gym rat. And, you know, when you have that kind of work ethic, then you throw that in with talent, those are the ones that become special, at least have the opportunity to.
Yeah, you don't carry the load in one of the better conferences that we've seen in a long time to be able to lead that conference in scoring during the season in conference play without working to get there, but also staying committed to there, because they were throwing a lot of bodies at him, and he had to learn how to score in different ways with different matchups. And he is someone that, like Will Riley, skilled wings who have a strong work ethic and passion for the game. And that's what popped when you go to their practices. That's what popped when you talk to their coaches. And when you bring them in here and you talk to them, like, those guys are serious workers, and they're going to fit into our building pretty well.
When you're at this stage of the process, are you looking for specific positions yet? Or are you still just like, I just see great players, like good players, guys we see the potential, or are you just acquiring assets that you can maybe move later?
Yeah, I would say with the guys we've drafted, I would say before this, you could tell that we're going to find guys who we feel have a chance to be NBA players and NBA players for a long time, and guys who have qualities that we feel will be able to play in NBA playoff games, because, again, that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're taking best available player who fits a play style that we want to have, and I wouldn't see it as asset play or positional need. Right now we just want to bring a bunch of guys in that compete, want to get after it, and
you'll figure out positional stuff later
to winning.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.